Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first ever Ammp Podcast. Here with me are the three lovely gentlemen. My name is Anthony. To the left, you got the one, the only, Phil.
What's up, guys?
Across from me, this guy. This guy needs no introduction. To the right.
See you guys later.
It was nice having you on.
Who are you? I'm Mike, guys. Thank you for having me.
And to the right, the one, the only, Merkel.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So, 2 days ago, we had this little release, little thing, PlayStation 4. You guys heard about it, right?
No.
What's the PlayStation?
I, for one, I wanted one. It looked awesome. It looked amazing. And then I heard some goings-on around the internets.
The interwebs?
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Something happened. It was a flawless release, right?
Flawless.
Everything went perfectly, according to plan?
Like every other technology release, there were no problems. Now, there's been some issues with the PS4, and it worries me because I was Team Sony since February when they first had their...
Wow, a long-time member over here. Okay, it's not like I've been playing since 1996 with the Crash Bandicoot.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Phil? You know what I'm saying? But on a side note, what was bothering you with the PS4? I mean...
I was Team PS4. I still am,
Alright.
compared to Xbox anyway. It's the fact that, like, hearing these issues with the HDMI port, and then the fact that it gets pretty hot since the power brick is inside.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a day one purchase for me.
Wait, hold on. A power brick is inside what?
Yeah, they changed it up. Like, the Xbox has, like, it's... You know how, like, the Xbox, you hear that giant fan on your 360? when it's cooling down?
It's a good sound.
With PS4, they kind of put that cooling ventilation system on the inside of their thing, so it just... It's... I don't know the exact...
Awkward.
Yeah, because I'm not no technology guy, but all I know is... How's it gonna get cool if it's inside a box?
They have plenty of vents on the back, but it's just not good enough.
Well, most people keep their systems on the back anyway, so if it's the back facing a wall...
It's either facing a wall or in the inside of entertainment unit.
Are people having like problems with it overheating and it's just not working?
I haven't read anything about it, but on the top there's a status indicator light. So like if it's blue, it's powering on or whatever.
Yeah, okay, so
and then in the manual, I know for a fact it says like blue. This is what it says for blue. White, it's like powering on, and then red, overheating.
But see, I wouldn't
up.
worry about that too much though, because PlayStation 4, it's got two things. It's kind of like never off as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi.
Right, it has a standby mode.
Yeah, and in standby mode, you can still download the games that you were waiting for instead of like in today's thing, it's like, oh, let me download some. Okay, you can't do anything else for a while. Like, it's really cool because you can not only play games where you download, but if you want to go home, it'll go into standby, and it'll continue that download for you till it's done, and then it'll shut off. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, you said you haven't read anybody getting overheat.
Nothing.
So, like, that's good.
Right.
But, I mean, it's always a caution to be worried.
All right, hold on. All right, I heard there was problems though. Like it was just going red, and like people like on Reddit, there's like a guy that puts like the red thing. It's like, oh no, it's broken. This sucks. What is that about?
Turns it on.
No
It's
idea.
broken.
I haven't read anything specifically about people getting that red stripe. It's just that in the manual, that's the indicator. It means overheating.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think they finally learned from last generation where, like, you take the Xbox out of the box and, hey, it doesn't work. What do you know?
Damn it.
Wait, that happened?
Yeah.
What?
People turn on the system the day of launch with the 360, and the freaking thing, it just red-ringed immediately.
Shit. That sucks.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. But they fixed the red ring. They're like, you send it back and they fix it for you. So
Well,
kind
but okay, how much of a pain in the ass is to keep doing
my
this in
God.
a box, send it there, like, okay, when am I going to get my Xbox
It
back?
takes like a month.
Yo, did I remember that? My Xbox 360 red ringed as soon as I started freaking January vacation. Red ring. Remember I borrowed an Xbox?
Yeah.
No, what I was going to say was, though, you said you weren't dissuaded by, that's kind of launch thing. And I was going to say to defend it, even if you were, don't forget, this is a launch system. Like, everything when it launches has an update, has patches. Like, it's already 1.5. Dude, it just came out.
I know.
It's 1.5.
Well, exactly, which is like, why the hell would you go to the store as soon as it's released and buy it? Why not wait at least 2 months? Even if you're hyped as hell, just wait 2 months or something.
In terms of the patches, that's another thing that's been bothering me. Xbox is doing it too. It's like, here are all the features that we have. Oh no, you can't get that until you actually buy the system, and then we patch it in for you.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it used to be like, here's the system, here's what it does, end of story. Now they like give it to you piecemeal, which is kind of annoying too.
Well, it's good and bad patches. The only thing I hate about it though is Okay, we didn't get the system yet it's already at 1.5. There's already patches out. Now, I buy a few games. I bought Uncharted, like, the first day.
Wait,
and
hold
still...
time out. You bought a PS3, Trina?
Yeah, I've had a PS3 since,
PS4?
like, forever. Oh, no, I'm on PS4. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
right,
no.
PS3,
Yeah, I said, when I bought
whoops.
Uncharted 2 and 3, the second I bought it, I had to put it in for a 1.01 update. I'm like, dude, it came out like an hour ago. Okay?
I think-
How is it even possible?
I think a lot of that, you see that a lot nowadays. Like, if for people who played Call of Duty Ghosts, like, and even Halo 4 or just any new game, like, you put the game in and it prompts you to download something. Like, I'm seeing a lot more nowadays where the game comes out and it has 2 discs in the case, and you put in disc 2 first,
Grand
and
Theft
you
Auto.
install. Exactly, you install it, and I think a lot of those updates are like, in terms of like multiplayer stuff, it's like tweaks to the game. In terms of like, okay, this weapon works this way, but we're gonna change it because it's more balanced in after this update. What did you want to say?
Now, you said 2 discs. That's because you're Xbox blind, Phil. It's because if you have a Blu-ray...
Well,
Wait, hold on. Did you
No one cares about Blu-ray, okay?
That's why...
HD DVD all the way.
Did you know that for Final Fantasy 13 there was like 3 discs
On the
That was
Xbox
great.
360. Yeah, there's
Absolutely.
only 1 disc for the
But no one
PlayStation.
cares about PlayStation. The only reason I bought an Xbox 360 was because they finally said Final Fantasy would come out for both. So I was like, all right, there's no need for PS3.
And it was still the worst game ever. Okay?
It was horrible. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
The only reason I picked up a PS3, the absolute only reason I picked up a PS3,
Uncharted?
Crash Bandicoot 1, Crash Bandicoot 2, Crash Bandicoot 3,
Spyro 1,
and
too.
Mortal Kombat. That was
Mortal
it.
Kombat.
No Spyro or
Because-
Jack and Daxter?
Honestly, though, you can't play
Play-
fighters on the fucking Xbox controller. It just does not work. Like, the
Thank
D-pad
you.
is so bad.
Yeah.
Thank
It is
you.
so bad. It's unplayable. Like, me and
Yeah,
Merk,
yeah.
We're doing Injustice right now, and, like, just trying to input commands with the analog stick is a pain in the dick. And, like, using the D-pad, like, it's better, but it's still nowhere near, like, even the PlayStation 1 controller. Because it was just, that D-pad was absolutely perfect.
Did you guys actually have a chance to hold the PS4 controller or the Xbox
I've,
One?
I've used it already.
Okay.
The PS4 controller is amazing.
It's amazing. They revolutionized
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It
Time out. How can it be amazing? It's a
Oh.
freaking controller for
Okay.
Dude,
Oh,
it
wait.
feels so good. That's all I have. Like, oh.
okay, this was my thing. I touched it.
You touched it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got everything I need.
What is it, like made of foam?
I played around with it.
Comic-Con?
No, I went to a trade show.
Oh, okay.
And they had one, and it surprised the hell out of me because I played with the DualShock 3, and it feels like plastic, like cheap plastic.
Mhm.
The DualShock 4 is tight. It feels good. It's got weight to it. All the buttons feel good. It
The
just
trigger
feels.
buttons, man?
It feels great in your hand. But like,
This feels like you need to experience it. I'm just like, it's a controller.
Dude, the freaking triggers, I
are
had...
actual triggers now.
Yeah, I played it for
Oh.
at Comic-Con for a tournament for Assassin's Creed 4. And dude, I didn't want to let go. It's slightly smaller. You can't catch it unless you've been playing like a PlayStation controller for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And the new analog buttons, like you didn't really feel a difference, right? Even though it has that little indent
They're
out.
they're concave. I like it just because it's like, okay, now my fingers can
Oh,
rest
I
in.
couldn't feel a difference personally, but I mean, I know what you're like saying. Like it's a lot thinner on the sides. And okay, well,
Oh, wait a minute. For the controller, wait, is that where I saw where like you can actually put headphones into the bottom?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, because if that's the case, then it's a cool controller.
Oh, yeah,
I
and
haven't touched it. But...
Best part, like a lot of people, like it's getting overlooked because I read Xbox One won't support third-party headphones till like later.
Again,
But
with a
PS4
patch.
can. I know, yeah, we're gonna wait for the stupid patch. But with the PS4, you have whatever Turtle Beach, you can just plug that right in and
Right.
it'll work. And don't forget, there's that cross-game party chat that nobody uses. But you know.
Now they're trying to push it with PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I feel like. Okay, it was cool when it first came out. Honestly, when you were playing like Halo 2 and 3 and you were like talking to your friends, you were playing like, NBA or Madden, you're like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
But
we
then-
play NBA and Madden here.
Oh yeah, NBA Madden? Oh, okay. But I was gonna say was after that, most of the time the headphones are either used when you're gonna go really compete seriously, like say all of us, we're going like
if you know the people, it
yeah,
helps.
but then you didn't want to wear it. Like, if you're by yourself, you're like, okay, I'm going to mute everyone and not have it on.
Right.
That's why I felt like, that was like, there's no point of this. And then, like, I'll see my friends sometimes playing, and I'm like, dude, it's like 12:30. I don't want to talk to him. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just want quiet just to hear
Yeah,
the
I'm just
game.
going to play, alright? Like,
But what I was gonna say before is the Xbox controller. It feels good too. It feels very tight. I don't know if you touched it.
I've touched it, but I didn't get to play. I use a fight stick.
Alright,
I
Tom,
played-
please stop using touch.
It's not.
Or something.
So I was feeling it in this dark alleyway. I was like, is that an Xbox One controller?
So anyway, guys, I've groped the controller,
You know you like an Xbox controller.
but even the Xbox controller, they still don't have a good D-pad. It's still like that solid directional
It
D-pad.
hurts my thumb.
And I don't know why they had a chance to. I believe Sony has a trademark in the separated.
Well, yeah. You
D-pad.
know why? Because Nintendo owned the D-pad. They made.
Oh, they own the solid
Yeah,
cross.
remember Atari was the first controller ever, right? And that was
Right,
a stick.
right. Yeah.
So when the NES was released, they made a D-pad. They owned the D-pad.
Nah, how can you own the D-pad?
Everything they do with that
That
they
cross.
They
cross.
copyrighted it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I'm like, mine. Explosion.
But
So-
like, you would think that Xbox, it's like, okay, cool. Now we have a chance to have a new controller. The biggest gripe about the Xbox
They spent
controller.
like $1 million on it, right? Or
it's
something like that.
The biggest gripe is the D-pad. It's like, we have a bad D-pad. Let's research to make a better D-pad. No, it's still a solid D-pad. And I told the guy, there was an Xbox rep there. I was like, really? After all that work and like they're
The
still
stick
giving-
is nice though, with the new grip.
I think the controller itself is good. The bumpers felt a little smaller. The
Yeah.
triggers felt a little tighter. Like,
the shoulders felt a little like
yeah,
stiffer in my
yes.
opinion, but
And the controller itself just feels good. Like, it feels good, but like the one gripe everybody had about that controller,
And still do, apparently.
right? It's like you think they could have
Now-
fixed it.
as a like you guys only really played Injustice, right? Not really fighting it.
Yeah, no.
Fighting it?
I played Injustice, but Phil was totally right. It sucks playing a fighting game on a freaking Xbox. You see
Well,
how you control it?
honestly,
No.
I mean, I have a fight stick. And fight sticks work for both systems. You can just plug in with the USB back,
Right.
so there's not too much of an issue in it. I'm not gonna assume you guys are gonna go out and spend $150 for a stupid fight stick for
Nope.
like 1 or 2 games.
Exactly. For two
Now-
games, not worth it.
Yeah. So I mean, I played 3, 4, 5 fighting games. I played in a few tournaments. Now, the only problem I had, like, I will use a controller sometimes. I'm too lazy to take it out of the box. And to tell you the truth, I got used to the stick, but I still can't play any fighting game. You guys are completely right in the D-pad for the Xbox 360. It's just uncomfortable. It's not like it's separated. It's like literally one
solid.
big button,
Yeah.
but it's not coming to move in any direction.
Yeah,
so it's
it's-
impossible to do a dragon fist, which is when you go forward, down, right. You know, like
And then you have to do
the Shoryuken
angles.
attack?
What do you mean?
Okay, you know how down quarter, down circle forward is Hadouken?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so when you do right, down, right in the Z type of angle, they call it dragon motion.
I have a
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
How do you remember all this?
I play fighting games all the time. Most
What
fighting
do you mean,
games-
like left, right, down,
No,
right?
no.
thing?
It's like right, down, right at the same time, so it's a dragon motion, kind of like a
Okay,
Z.
yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, okay. That's how you do your Shoryuken. Now, that's impossible to do on the Xbox 360.
It's not impossible, but
Well,
it's-
you can use it with the
it's-
stick, but you can't do it,
Even with the stick,
D-pad.
it's difficult because like you try to drag the stick and it's not as like fluid as like a PlayStation D-pad would be. Because like you said, there are separate buttons on the PlayStation, which makes it a lot easier to use. But like the D-pad on the Xbox controller, it's like a piece of hardware. It's a sensor and it's like 4 little push buttons, but they're it's like you have to hit them like perfectly on. Like I've taken apart the controller to like clean it and like you know
course.
to fix it and shit like that. But yeah, like it's hard. You'd have to like individually press each button. You can't slide your thumb like you would on like in a PlayStation controller.
So, Mark, when you had to face Phil, you noticed your D-pad and sticks weren't working because he gave you his
Wait.
controller. He took out all the
I
buttons. He's
gave-
like, here you go, man.
I gave him the good controller.
Like, I don't even use the D-pad.
No,
Like,
I was
oh.
going to ask Phil a question because he kicks ass in a lot of first-person shooters, namely Halo.
Yeah.
Does the D-pad mean a lot to you, though, as a shooter person?
As a shooter, no. What's the D-pad used for in any of the games nowadays? Like
Cameras are like equipment, right?
equipment, yeah. Like
No, Gears of War, you can use
Well,
to change
Gears of
weapons.
War,
That
yes.
was an amazing system to change weapons.
it was a good system because you didn't have to. It wasn't like you had to slide your thumb around. It was like
Yeah.
okay, push the button once. I mean, occasionally you'll mess up and you'll hit the wrong.
But you can go to
Yeah.
cover. It's not like you have to be like, I'm in the middle of Warfare. Let me use my D-pad all the time.
No, but it was like great because you're like, all right, I'm behind the wall. I want to quickly in like 2 seconds get out my like rifle or handgun, just like boop, that's it. You got
And
that.
they
It was great.
changed that for Gears of War Judgment. They
Well,
changed it to a
Judgment was
2-weapon
fun.
system. But
Right.
like one thing they did very well when they implemented that new that twisting D-pad that like kind of pops up. Have you guys seen that
Yes.
before? That
Oh, yeah, I like that. That's
that
actually
works.
a good D-pad.
It's a little better for fighters. I'll give it that. But like it's still not as good as
Uncomfortable?
like the place. It's not uncomfortable. It's good.
I mean, I agree. Actually, I use it occasionally.
It's still not as good as the PlayStation D-pad, but like if you play Gears of War and like you twist the pad up so it's like the up, down, left, right are like popped up, that's
Okay.
good for that because you know it's like the one button press and you won't mess up like okay I wanted to take out the shotgun but I accidentally have a smoke grenade now. Well, I'm gonna die.
Same
You know?
thing, right?
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff happens sometimes. Like I mean, but once you get used to the D-pad and like if you have that twisting D-pad, it really does help a lot because you can kind of decide how you want to use it.
Now, Ann, did you pick up PS4? thing?
Not yet. I haven't.
Okay. Same here. I'm just not yet, but my reason is I need a white PS4.
What?
And then somebody said the truest thing to me. Probably only for Japan, white PS4.
Of course.
I was like,
Well, I wanted a black Wii, but I already picked
and then they're like, you know what? Does Phil want a black Wii? Send it to America.
I haven't picked it up yet just because I'm still wary of the issues. So I'm kind of want to give it. I want people to beta test for me, even though
You're like on their stream. Yes, test it for me, monkey.
Let them be the guinea pigs.
But so far, like, the issue, Sony said that with the, again, we didn't even talk about it, the HDMI problem. That,
Delve into now. Just tell us.
yeah, so the HDMI problem, apparently the back of the PS4, one of the teeth for the HDMI port is very small, but it pops up. So if you input an HDMI cord, it actually bends back the pin
on the cable.
on the HDMI cable. Yes.
So it messes up your cable.
Right, so...
What were they playing their PS4s with? I want to know. They just like...
We were using component cables the whole time.
With like their brain, and just turned it on. Sony powered.
What's this HD you speak of?
But if 4K.
But if you think about it, it's probably a lot of people who just like, oh, here's the cable, here's the port, let me jam it in there. But like...
That's how one of our friends broke his AV cable for the Wii. He put it in backwards, and he tried to slam it in, and he broke the stupid thing.
So that's... one person you know. How many people out there probably do the same thing? Probably a ton.
Like 80% of America.
Right. So, like, if I buy a $400 piece of hardware, the thing is like gold. Like, I'm going to put it there. I'm going to be very careful with every piece of cord, like, wire I plug into it.
So that with my 3DS, I'm like, oh god, I breathed on it.
Yeah.
So you didn't take the plastic off, did you? Oh god.
Oh god.
So, I read online that it's just one of the pins in the HDMI port pops up. It bends back any HDMI cable you try to input, so a lot of people are having that problem. They're like, wait, how come it's not sending out a signal? And then I read online, it's like, oh yeah, all you have to do is just be very careful that the pin is not popped up, and apparently you can fix it yourself. All you have to do is just bend it down, make sure it's flush, and then you could be careful when you input the HDMI cable.
No, hold on, so you're saying there's a pin bent in it right from the manufacturer that they didn't put straight for what reason? I don't understand.
Probably the next shipment will be fixed.
Right. That's my thinking too. Is that now they realize, even though they sold 1 million, so 1 million are
a million people don't have to worry. I have to worry about this. I mean.
So the fact that they shipped 1 million and Sony's like, oh, it's only a small percentage. So I think the last number they said was like 0.04%. That's nothing for 1 million units.
Well,
That's like 4,000.
The good thing about that though is that it sucks that you're going to mess up your HDMI cable, but the good thing about it is that it's not like the PlayStation 4 is going to get messed up. Cause
that's exactly what I thought. That's why at first I was like, oh no, it's an HDMI problem. It's internal. That's it. It's over.
Game over, man.
Yeah,
well, it's sort of internal, but it's fixable. You know, just
yes.
I used to have this problem with S-video cables. Like it's like 4 or 5 little prongs that you have to put into the TV.
Right.
And like
S-video cables.
S-video cables.
What year are you from?
Who uses that, man?
I'm a 90s kid. But like,
okay, we use composite, bro. Red, yellow, white.
Which is better, I'll admit to that. But like, you use S-video cables, and it's like those 4 prongs,
right.
and occasionally one of them would like go out of line, and so you have to like. What I would do, I'd take like a pen or something and just try to straighten it out a bit, and that would usually work for me. So it's a similar problem to that, but it's good that it's not like the PlayStation 4 itself. You don't have to send it into Sony and then send it back, which would be a major issue.
Some people are, and this is a good thing. Apparently, Sony has a 1-year warranty, so they cover you for 12 months.
Yeah,
so
they usually do that.
Here you go. But that's good because if you get one of the first PS4s, it's like, all right, I have a problem. I'm gonna get a new one. Hopefully, I'm doing air quotes for the people out there.
Quotations.
Now he's dancing. No.
So
dance with me, Lois. Dance the dance of life.
So I definitely want to get it. I'm still Team PlayStation at this point, and I'm going to get both systems at the end of the day. It's just I'm going PlayStation first, and I went 360 before I got my PlayStation 3.
That gives me to a question. Now, why did you switch? Like, I've been loving PlayStation for a long time.
No, I have both. So.
I don't know. I'm wondering why you want to get this PlayStation first now, since you said you got PlayStation first. Like, why is what changed you?
Sony's practices that it's like, okay, we're making it for the gamers and we're going to have a lot of support, and I just like what they're doing for gamers, and the fact that it's $100 cheaper doesn't hurt it.
Oh, that doesn't
absolutely.
But I see Xbox, what they're trying to do, it's like they're trying to give you a TV in a box, and it's like, I already have that, it's called cable.
Well, yeah, like a multimedia thing. Yeah, and I look at it too. I'm like, I have a laptop. Like, I don't want to watch TV on my Xbox One.
Right.
Let's go watch some anime on my freaking laptop.
Yeah, that's so stupid. Why would they do that?
But I was gonna say was now there's the added bonuses of like PS Plus where you get discounted games and a lot of games for free.
Right.
Like intrigue you.
And they're
you get,
good games.
Yeah, you get Resogun for free when you
Resogun,
get PlayStation,
thank you.
Which
Somebody
got critically acclaimed from a lot of players. Got like a 9.5 from Destructo and IGN.
It's a shmup.
Yeah, but with regards to the games, I mean, they're not releasing PS4 or even Xbox One specific games anytime soon, right?
Well,
I mean,
there's
so deal with
Resogun's one. They have Killzone Shadowfall.
Which
Knack.
was meh. Knack was like, oh boy.
Well, okay. Well, I still have hopes for Knack only because
These
it's
are
the director of Crash Bandicoot who made the game.
Okay.
So and it's kind of that 3D world platforming, like double jump kind of thing.
And
square
we've
to
come
beat
full
up people.
circle.
yeah. And now it's in full HD. But I mean, look, they rebuilt Killzone. Killzone was not that good in my
Right.
opinion.
And this is my thing. Like, I read a lot of different reviews, and the game is good, but it's not revolutionary. And this is my thing. It's like
it's a launch title. That's what I said.
And for me, it's like, it's a shooter. Like, does it always have to be revolutionary? No, let me just shoot some guys. Like, that's all I really need.
I'm not the biggest shooter fan out there, but to me, like, to see a game, well, I didn't think Killzone was that good. Then they said, oh, this is like a mix of Crysis and Halo and one other game I didn't pay attention to. Because I was like, I'm probably going to get this because I need some online game for my PlayStation. See, the problem with the PS3 was it was a very single-player orientated thing. Like, it had a lot of games. Like, dude, like, it had exclusive up the butt, right?
Oh, okay.
But
I had no idea.
Dude,
You're not a PlayStation guy? You don't play anything?
I play Xbox 360.
Exclusively?
Like I said, the
Dude,
only
you guys
reason
have like
I consider-
Gears, Halo, and like one other game.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
about like
Yeah,
those are like
okay.
those are only exclusives. And I'm like literally those are probably
Actually,
the only games I maybe care about the Xbox.
Oh, come on. Gears of War was amazing. I love Gears of War.
But GAW stands for God of War, bro, not Gears of War.
Gears of War had a really good story. I'll give it that. The multiplayer, I'll take it or leave it.
Now, does Gears of War like? I mean, it's not gonna come close to like this exclusive sort of war, but does it stand up to games like all the Naughty Dog releases they have, all the?
I can attest to that. Playing The Last of Us
That
and
game
Gears of War.
blows, man. I hate. I got a platinum in The Last of Us. I think I have every opinion to say that game is the worst game I've ever played.
What, The Last of Us?
Yeah. The Last
Okay,
of Us.
hold on.
I never played it, but I just heard amazing things.
Oh,
everywhere.
it blows, dude.
Oh, hold on. Let's stop the show. Hold on, I'm having a heart
I'm
attack.
getting murdered.
Come on, everybody, we have to murder Mike.
But two of the people haven't played it.
I haven't played Last of Us.
Yeah, that's
I'll
true.
agree to that. You guys can battle it out.
We have to
about
put
Last of Us.
a pin in that. But I forgot what we're talking about.
Last of Us, how bad
Last
is
of
it?
Us.
No,
That
the
was
Xbox
amazing.
thing.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah. To someone with the
Exclusive.
Xbox One is, to tell you the truth, like, I've always been a Nintendo PlayStation guy in that order. Or they're kind of the same. They're 1A, 1B.
What?
Yeah. I know.
Let's just agree that Sony has completely ripped off everything from Nintendo. I think we can agree
That's
that,
why
right?
Sony's up there. See, I've never really liked Xbox. Like, look, I am intrigued by the Xbox One, to tell you the truth. Like, they have a day one achievement. No,
Yeah, I know. That's why you're getting it.
But,
He is. That's why he's fine.
but look, I only played literally Halo on my Xbox. I think that and maybe Madden were the only games I
But
played.
are you
on
getting Xbox?
I'm gonna get an Xbox One only because I love Halo. But the thing is, some games intrigue me. Project Spark looked good. Sunset Overdrive, made by Insomniac, creators of Ratchet and Clank. You guys didn't know. And I played I told you I played Killer Instinct. I used it with a fight stick at a tournament, and I was like, wow, this is a really like. I didn't like Killer Instinct on my Super Nintendo, and I liked it on the Xbox One. I was like, that's cool.
But you're talking about games that are like further down the line.
Well, Killer Instinct launches with
Oh,
Xbox
yeah,
One,
okay.
Even though it's free to play, we get to buy the game.
Oh, you have to buy the game?
Yeah, free to play,
What?
but you'll have the game.
It's free to play. They give you like 2 characters, but you have to pay to unlock the other 8, I think.
You know what they call that? A demo.
play,
that's
as long as
kind of
you buy it.
ridiculous. It's kind of a dick move by Microsoft.
But honestly, like, look, the Xbox One seems cool. I'm not like, look.
Don't you feel that it's a gimmick, like the multimedia thing and the Kinect? I hate Kinect. I think
Absolutely,
it's such
a gimmick.
I don't think so, actually. I mean, I see what they're trying to do, and look, Microsoft. Let's not forget they're a computer tech place. Mark, you want to say something?
No, but the Kinect, I've never used the Kinect, but the only thing I've used with that is
Kinect
the Wii.
Sports?
The Wii thing, yeah, but I mean the Wii thing works fine enough, but I don't know. Is there any like game worth getting with
Kinect
the Kinect?
Sports, man.
What is the same thing as Wii Sports? Isn't it?
No, I can run.
But that's the problem, is that when the Kinect came out however many years ago, nobody supported it. So people bought it, and like I think it did come with like some type of sports.
Kinect Adventure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And then you
that.
could buy Kinect Sports.
So then some developers tried developing for it, and it was just like gimmicky mini games, which is
With
kind
voice
of,
command.
which is Wii Sports. But
Okay.
apparently, Kinect 2.0 is supposed to be revolutionary, and this and that. And this is what
Wait,
they're
how could it be revolutionary? It's the same thing, isn't it?
facial
It
recognition.
works better.
So facial
No, the
recognition.
coolest thing was that
Oh, okay.
scan thing that Major Nielsen did. Yeah, when he
Oh, yeah, the
scanned.
QR
That was the
codes.
coolest thing.
That's yeah.
So
But,
like,
I mean, it's still stupid because they're like, hey, I'm gonna buy a $100 camera to scan my codes.
right.
Scan my $50 1-year subscription.
Do it for me.
Oh, that's
Okay.
funny.
It's $60, bro. $50 is PlayStation.
Yes.
What?
With better games.
High five. All right.
Oh, you guys are forgetting one very important game that's going to be coming out. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Halo 5 or Halo Xbox One, whatever the hell they're calling it.
Halo 1.
Halo
Halo
1.
5-1 or
Halo
1-5.
ONE.
But I assumed everyone here played Halo 4 and beat the campaign,
Yes.
right? Okay, wasn't the ending just ridiculously bad? It was there was no boss battle. It was so stupid.
Yeah, that
It's
was-
like,
Yeah, I agree. I'll agree on that.
That was an absolute disappointment, the Halo 4 ending. We're a little off
I
topic.
blame
but-
343, and that's why Destiny's gonna be better, and we're all gonna play together on our PS4.
Fourth.
Yes! I don't
Again,
think so.
another high
I'm
five.
picking up Xbox One only for specifically for Halo 5, and
fair.
I'm gonna pick up Destiny, and that's really all I care
and
about right now.
there's gonna be a Gears of War sooner or later.
There's probably gonna be.
But those are the
PS4.
only exclusives you guys will ever have.
But that's what we
oh,
ever need.
Hold on. I'm a PS4 fanboy, but like, let me defend Xbox. Sony doesn't exactly.
Hey, you're new to the club, bro.
let me defend Xbox a little bit. They really don't. PS4 doesn't really have any exclusive coming out either. That event on Thursday night, they showed Uncharted. You knew Uncharted was coming, just like you knew Halo was
that's
coming.
never gonna come to the Xbox, though.
Of course not, but just in general. So what did they show? They showed Uncharted and.
They're not making a new Metal Gear, are they?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Oh, is that what it
multi-plat.
was?
That was the other
Wait,
game.
wait,
Okay, that's
it
what
is
I thought.
multi-plat, but the thing is, PlayStation people get exclusive items.
That's another thing I
Xbox.
wanted to
That's what
address.
they're
And
doing with Destiny,
and
right?
Destiny
Yes.
gets exclusive PlayStation.
That's another
stuff.
thing I wanted to address. You could see now with every game, they're multi-platform, just because it makes sense to. It's
Well,
Money,
not every
money,
game, but that was one
Pretty
thing
much.
that bothered me. When people were like, oh, compare the launch titles. I'm like, dude, there's like 2 exclusive and everything else is multi-plat.
right. They're all third-party games.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's not. Sony is trying to keep people and to get people on their side with that exclusive content. So like they're doing it with Destiny. They're doing it with Metal Gear Solid.
We got a big T over here. What's
Hey,
going
hold
on?
Destiny is for PlayStation 4 only, not.
No. It's for every single. But PlayStation users get.
Get my Gears of War, man.
But PlayStation users get first beta, special DLC, and other stuff.
But first
Okay.
beta is literally beta testing before the actual beta people get to play.
Isn't that still better though?
Of course
But
it
the
is.
thing is though, the special like DLC and all that stuff. But I was gonna say like, I see where you're going, the multi-plat. But the thing is, look, as a business major as well. Now look, we technically won. Through money-wise,
Of course.
the last generation. They blew out everybody. It's
Wait,
insane if you look at the numbers. By
Are
the
you serious?
Yeah,
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
MPD sales.
They sold like 100 million.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the 4th most sell or
You're
3rd
talking
most
about,
selling
like,
system of all time.
Nintendo, Japanese nation.
What are you talking about?
The Wii,
360
the Wii,
The Wii
the
itself.
360 was awful in
Oh.
Japan. They actually, they always, they literally. I think that Japan has been trying to boycott them selling. It sold like a maximum like 8,000 there for like 8 years, 9
Are you
years.
serious?
Yeah,
No
nobody
way.
bought. They only bought
It's
it.
considered a Western system, so
Oh,
like
okay.
I guess. Also, they're not making JRPGs. For
They made
Xbox.
one. That's the only reason why the Xbox had a little stand, Tales of Vesperia, Vesperia or something like that.
Alright.
But it didn't sell well enough. What I was gonna say was,
Wonder why.
now people, if you read online internet things, it's like, oh yeah, Xbox 360, Xbox 360. But then it's like, what games do you play? Oh, they played Call of Duty. They played
Call of
Madden.
Duty.
Yeah,
Call of Duty, Call of Duty,
They
Call of
played
Duty.
Call of Duty.
TV.
Okay. Then I'm like, after a few Call of Duties, I noticed like an occasional Gao and.
Excuse me, Gao? I believe you mean Gears of War. You gotta
I mean,
say the name, man.
No, I was trying to throw them all for God of War, but no.
That's
But Gears of War and then the occasional what do you call it? They maybe the occasional Madden NBA. But let's not forget
Those
those
are
are
multi-plat.
multi-plat.
Those are right.
And the fact that people were like, oh, the Xbox 360.
So-
Their main reason why I talk to them, why would they do this? Oh, I have cross-party and all that. Then I'm like, would you use that anymore? I'm like, I'm not talking about when it first came, when everyone used it. Does anyone use it anymore? And they're like, oh, they'll stutter and all that other stuff.
I think it ultimately comes down to controller. That a lot of people like PlayStation 3 controller sucked compared to the
Whoa.
Xbox. Like I
hate
God,
hold on.
that D-pad, bro. I was in the hospital. I was like, they're like, oh no, we have another case.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing that's going to be like the biggest factor for like what system you're going to buy next generation, it comes down to a couple of things.
Friends.
First of all,
Yes.
that's one thing.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I have 3 in mind though. Like First thing is like what system you had previously. Like if you owned the PS3 before, depending on like what you enjoyed about it, or say you hated the PS3.
Then?
Yeah, like you enjoyed the PS3 or you didn't care, or you liked the Xbox 360. Well, I'm just saying like in general.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing that's a big factor. Second thing is what controller do you like more? Do you like the feel of the PlayStation 4 controller, or do you like the feel of the Xbox One?
But that's going to turn a lot of people. A lot of Xbox people are going to be like, "Oh my god, this controller actually feels good." So then,
I don't agree with that point. I mean, you guys agree on that? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I get a controller. You know what I do? I adapt. Okay, I'm an animal.
But I'm saying initially, like that's if you're gonna buy both of them in the end.
I don't agree, man.
Well,
I'm telling you,
you're allowed to disagree.
You know why? Because I'm like, I had a Super Nintendo, then I had an N64 with 3 handles, I had a PlayStation. I'm pretty sure none of those controllers are the same. And you know what? I loved every single one. Then I touched an Xbox 360 controller, and I said, "This is a crime." I filed a complaint. Went all the way to the Supreme Court, and they said, "I'm like, hey, want to have a fighting game tournament?" They're like, "Not with Xbox 360 controllers." Then we all high-fived, and we all left. Okay.
and
Cool
Phil,
story, bro. But the third thing is, you know, obviously the games, like exclusive games. And to go back on the point about the controller, like if you're picking up, you know, games that are going to be on multi-platform, and
You're not a gamer.
you're gonna choose which system based on which controller you already like.
Yes.
So say you're picking up a multi-platform game. Okay, I'm picking up Call of Duty Ghosts, whatever.
But it's because your friends are picking up Call of Duty.
That's
if you talk
another-
to anyone at those lines, "Oh, my friend's getting it, so I have to get it."
That's
My
another
mom's
factor.
getting it. Okay.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you're used to one controller already, and this game is coming out for every
system.
console, you're gonna buy it for the console that, yes, you have more friends playing on, and which controller you prefer it on. Because, like, I can't do shooters on the PlayStation 3 controller. I just can't. Like, it doesn't work
Well, now
for me.
you can. with the
Now you
freaking-
can, yes.
I just
You have to
can't.
you have to hold it. You haven't touched it yet, man.
Well, yeah, I gotta hold it. I
Okay,
gotta
good-
touch it.
Good points and everything, but I mean, like, actually, one thing I have never seen anywhere. But what about the graphics? You know what I mean? Like, what's supposed to be better?
You're just a graphics whore.
Graphics. I'll tell you one thing.
I
PS4 is
Wait,
better.
hold on. I play computer games, okay?
Yes,
Whoa,
high five for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Master
No, it
Race.
doesn't-
Master Race.
Yeah, so you can like just get like whatever graphics you want, depending on whatever the hell money you put into your computer, and it's
See,
great.
that is not worth it in my opinion because you constantly like, dude, I get this awesome $1,000 computer. All right, dude, new Battlefield. Oh damn it,
Shit,
I need a new graphics card.
I gotta
again.
spend
Hold on,
$2,000
don't
so I
play
can
those
play.
games.
Thank you, Phil.
Hold on. To defend that, my computer cost me maybe $800 to $900. Sounds like a lot, right? But if I buy an Xbox One and I buy a PS4, how much is that together?
No, no.
Like
$900. In essence, to play multi-platform games, why bother when I could
But
just
you
have
want the exclusive when you get those games. That is why
That's
you want
why
them.
I buy the system.
And don't forget, let's go back to the Friends Factor. You're talking to your friends when you're playing some Xbox or PS4.
But you could play
Oh, yeah.
if you have friends. If me and
Sure,
Merkel
what-
decided
yeah.
to play Battlefield, we
Yeah.
could friend up and we could play.
Do the same thing like that?
Yeah.
Or if
I
you
mean,
have no
the
friends.
thing is though, you
Play
can't
by
play
yourself.
Battlefield at its maximum settings unless you upgrade your computer again, and that it's like double the cost of a game with the cost of
Alright,
the game.
don't be that guy, man. Come
Yes.
on.
That's what everyone talks about.
No, that's a stigma with computer games. Like my graphics card costs like $200. That's
Yeah.
cheap.
Well, alright, let's be fair. Okay.
Really? That's cheap.
That's cheap for a graphics
No,
card.
yeah, dude, that's really cheap for computer graphics.
And it's like a 2 gigabyte graphics card, and I can play pretty much every game on
Yeah.
high. Like
Like
high,
Crisis 3 and stuff.
yeah.
Wow.
But like this is the
I mean,
thing.
like, you don't play Crisis 3 I don't play Crisis 3 or Call of Duty on the computer. I play like, computer exclusive games. The ones that you need a lot of RAM and stuff to play, like, Total War games. You ever hear of those? Like, it's like a war game where
RTS,
yeah.
and like you need like a crazy amount of graphics power to like have like the best battle ever. But that's like totally different from like multi.
I mean, the only computer game I play is Diablo.
No,
So.
well,
But that's
you're one of those people.
I play
man.
Halo PC.
Yeah, really.
but
They
that's
have that?
CE, Combat Evolved.
yes.
Or Custom Edition.
But that's fine. But your point is that like I hate those computer people that's like, oh man, I got this 40-inch monitor to play Battlefield. I don't know why we're harping on Battlefield. Has any of us?
It's the most recent PC.
Yeah, fair enough. But I have, an $800 computer. There are some people that buy a $4,000 computer and they need look at the shading and the light detail. It's like really.
That's the people you always see on the internet. They're
It's
talking
like-
about computer things. It's
Right, it's like I could I could play it on high. There's one setting above called Ultra or Max or whatever, depending on the
wow,
game.
yeah.
But your computer will explode if you don't have really good hardware.
Ultra combo.
there are people that
Ultra.
I think, Nvidia sells like graphics card that's like over $1,000, just the card itself, and there are people that buy like 2 of them and they SLI and.
So I was gonna ask you a dumb question, like does a graphics card come out like every 6 months or a year?
Oh, dude, I was just
every month.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, like, I mean, the graphics card, if you get one now, a year from now, it's probably gonna be like dirt cheap, not the newest thing. Like, no, seriously.
This is why I can't do it, because I'm like,
dude,
yes, I do have a 3DS for the next 10 years.
In essence, I built my computer in January, right? So I have a quad-core processor. It's good.
i7 or i5 right
i5, but it's fine. It suits my needs. I could play anything on high. That's all I need. I don't need to have like, look at this guy's shadow. It's like I don't care enough. That detail isn't.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. I mean, like processors. I mean, like when the dual core came out, it was like, oh my god, these are expensive and awesome. And then quad core, and then
But it makes it
16 core.
But it makes a difference going from dual core to quad core. But those are things you invest in and you keep them for a long time. Mm-hmm. Graphic card would be the one part of your computer that you would actually keep investing money in. But again, I have a $200 card. It'll last me a year or two, and then it's like I could say, I feel like spending money to buy a new one, or I could keep it.
And that's like if he cares and wants to, get the new Call of Duty, the new Battlefield, or whatever requires graphics.
Now, to answer your original question from we were like 3 minutes ago, what's the deal with the graphics? Okay.
Graphics.
Yeah, man.
Oh, between the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now,
a
few games. Well, the PS4 now. I read a little something. Remember how the PS3 had a problem like developing? That's why.
Oh, because of the processor.
Yeah, it's
they
because
changed
of the processor. Yeah. Now that's the new problem with the Xbox One because they have a different GPU or whatever, like some special.
And lower RAM.
Yeah.
They have DDR3 RAM.
Ooh.
Yes, but PS4 has DDR5.
Oh, what? No way! I thought you were gonna say 4, and my mind was already ready to get
like PS4, like Call of Duty Ghost can only play at 720p, but it can play 1080p on the PS4. And there's a patch coming out for AC4 where it can play 1080p at 60 FPS the entire time.
So Sony was smart. They're like, all right, let's invest. DDR5 is expensive now.
Oh my
like
God,
everybody.
I thought they had GDDR5.
Oh, that's what it is. It's just DDR.
But I know Xbox is just DDR3.
Dude, DDR and then higher numbers.
But the thing is, though, they have their own OS, the stupid Xbox One, and people are saying it's too hard to develop for and stuff. And that's the problem with the PS3 was before.
Right, now it's like reversing.
Like Skyrim and shit.
So Sony did the smart thing. They're spending the money on DDR5, which is expensive now. If you want to buy it for your computer, you'll spend a lot of money on DDR because it's relatively new. It's within like the past year or so. But like, they're spending that money knowing that it's going to last 7 or 8 years. And Xbox, in maybe 5 or 6 years, you're going to start to see it. Like, oh no, like developers don't have enough RAM for games and it's not going to... Now they're both launch systems, like and then you could look at the quality of the games. Like you look at The Last of Us. We have to talk about that before this is over. You look at The Last of Us, and it came out the last year of the PS3 cycle, right?
It looked like shit.
What?
Uncharted looked way better.
I think that's what's difficult with console games is that the hardware never changes, so you have to kind of adapt what you're doing when you're making the game.
Right.
Because you're pushing that hardware
to the edge.
You can't you can't be dependent on the fact that people have a PC and they can tweak it the way they want to get the maximum settings. You don't have that with the console.
Oh, so you're limited.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're limited. So you have to push kind of. But I think you push that hardware what you have already.
But that's what. Again, that's what Sony did. Naughty Dog did with Last of Us. Like they're exclusively Sony.
Naughty Dog.
Right. So you could see like Uncharted 1, it was like, wow, this game looks really good.
Yeah. But then you look at the back and you're like,
yeah. So then you look at The Last of Us, which just came out, and it's like how many years in between? It's like they spent all that time developing for it. It's like now I think Sony has a good leg up, especially with the DDR5, because it will make a difference. It makes no difference now because most third-party games.
They both have the same RAM, though, right? And what does RAM do for a system?
The RAM is just the memory.
Yeah, okay. Now I want to share a secret. I don't care about graphics. I really don't care.
But it
doesn't make a difference to me at all.
Son, I play on 64.
I literally I play my Super Nintendo on 64 every day, and I go, man, this looks great.
But you know,
party.
But you know.
Yeah, Billy burnt his hand when he was rotating the N64
it's funny,
stick.
we're playing Star Fox and Billy's like, oh, what is that? Electric? Is that supposed to be electricity? I'm like, dude, it looks fine. It looks great. Look, what is it playing at 360p? I still think it looks fantastic. So for me, it doesn't matter.
But you know why it makes a difference now?
No.
Because it's HDMI. So like, if
I have HDMI on my other two systems.
I know, but like exclusively HDMI. Like, PlayStation and Xbox right now they have AV cables, so it's like I have red, yellow, white, and it's like, okay, I started playing it on a HD TV this year, because I never had an HD TV.
It doesn't make
but it makes a huge difference.
Now, with regards to that, you don't care about graphics, dude. Like you don't know, but like, all right, I'll give you an example. Right, I started watching, hockey games, right, in just regular definition.
Oh, you
No, that's
100%.
different. That's different.
It's
Watching live TV
dude, it's
compared to
the
playing
same.
a game.
Listen, and then I'm like, all right, we got HD. I'm like, big whoop. And then I watched it for like a year, and then the cable got cut out and I had to watch it back. Like my eyes hurt. It was so different. I couldn't get used to it. It's the same thing in like games. Like you know, you don't
games
notice
are a lot
it.
more vibrant. The settings are different. Like, look, I'll go home. I literally played Galaxy 2 last week. I was like, wow, this looks fantastic. What did I play it on? 480p? I played it on an HD 3D TV. It's overstretched to its limit. I still think it looks fantastic. I'll come here. If you put in Halo 4 on its red, yellow, whites, I think it looks great. And I've seen screenshots when they do those remasters, like Metal Gear Solid 1, and I go, I can't tell the difference. I legitimately cannot tell the difference.
Nah, you'll notice it, dude. Like if you play on HD for a long time, then you play. But that's different because you like the games you play, right? Like N64.
Yeah. Oh, so that's why. Like
that's different, you know.
So if I never like,
because you're like, I want to play Star Fox. You know the graphics are gonna be N64, and it's like. In your
but I
head.
think it's good.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I'm confused.
graphics matter.
How does Phil?
Let's put it
Phil
that
likes old games, so how does he stand on this?
Gameplay above graphics all the time. I have to agree with that.
Absolutely.
I will say graphics absolutely do help. But I mean, like, that's kind of a cop-out answer. But like,
It's the icing on the cake. That's what it is. That's what
yes,
graphics
I'll
is.
give you that.
Yeah.
I feel like jumping back and saying, like, I play my N64 now, I feel a lot of that is nostalgia. I mean, me and Merkel right now, we're playing through Mario 64.
It's still amazing.
Like, it is still amazing. And we're playing on the Wii, so it looks a hell of a lot better than if
I
we
thought
played
it
on
looked
the
worse
N64.
than the Wii, to tell you the truth.
It looks better.
Right.
It's smoother. The frame rate's better. They fixed. They made it look better. But it's just easier to play in that aspect. Like it's easier to look at. Like we play on the N64 and like because we were recording it and like it just came out a little bit choppy when we were recording.
I
it
can't
like
see
that.
that though.
Well, I have good eyes.
Are you saying because I wear glasses?
So we're just saying general consensus. PS4 just crushes it on the graphics over Xbox One.
Not necessarily crushes it, but it has a
It's
little.
It's got a lot more advantage, and then you'll see it later on.
You'll see-
It's
It's
like
definitely
Anthony
like-
said, it's got a leg up in terms of
Okay,
that.
so you'll notice it. Okay.
So you'll see it within the next few years.
Like if we were playing gun games and we're allowed to multi-system, like that would be really cool. I really hope they.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see
that
that
ex-
happening though.
I
By the way,
can see the Xbox One and PC working together, like Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah,
like
right.
that's having. Although I
Yeah,
heard.
but that's like different because PC isn't like PC Microsoft like there's all different components.
Yeah. No,
Company,
I'm just saying though.
which
but-
would make that a reality. Though.
You know what?
Nintendo said they were open to it. They actually said they would be open to actually
This-
having.
That was very
I
sick.
So
I had that thought, and then it's just at this point, why not? Because if you think about it, all systems get third-party games.
What's interesting actually is I think with Gears of War 1, like I've seen on my friends list when I'm playing on Xbox Live, it'll show like this person is playing Gears
Games
of War
for
1
Windows
on
Live.
PC.
Yes.
And I'm like, can I get in on his match when I'm playing the 360? I mean, I don't know what the deal with that is. But personally, I don't see the cross-platforming happening just because, they're rivals, Sony.
they're not
and-
really rivals,
But they are.
It's how the media. No, it's not even how the media. It's how the fans see them. There's no really media,
Right.
really gaming thing. Because in reality, what do you want to do as you? Okay, as in reality, as a gamer, what do you want to do? Play games, all right? But you want to defend yourself, saying, "Oh, I have to justify my buying." Who gives a shit? You bought a game to play a game.
Yeah, true. But I mean, think about it. Like you said, right? PS4 wants to make it game exclusive,
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? They can't do that. Oh, I guess they can. But I mean, like, if it's like interlinked, I just feel like it just wouldn't work. You know what I mean? Like with Xbox and
It wouldn't,
and
but
PS4,
I'm curious to see maybe like 20 years down the line because now everything is going digital. Like Phil and I just went to GameStop and I sold all my games, right? Because I'm like, I looked at my bookshelf number one and I was like, what the hell am I doing with these games? I never play them.
Yeah.
And
Like they're supposed to be there. I will it's a crime, bro.
Nostalgia.
That's it. I'm calling the police right
But-
now.
hold on, the only nostalgia thing I could actually feel with that is like old cartridges because they're actually physical. It's like you can't, and if you had a bookshelf and you put up the cartridges, like, oh, cool, it had cool art. What are you gonna do? Hang CDs from your wall? It just,
No, you have
that's
the
not
box
same.
with them, man.
Nah, it's not the same.
If I can ask a question, and Mike, you actually wrote an article about this on your IGN, is like there's certain games that I come back to every year. And
I was on the front page for that.
Yeah, exactly. And there's
yeah.
and I wanted to ask you guys, like, are there any games that you try to play or play through once a year or something like that?
Dude, absolutely. Like Final Fantasy, right? Like I talked about.
9?
Which
Yeah,
one?
and Final Fantasy 7 through 10. They were all
And you still replay them?
I don't still replay. You know, once in a while.
Don't replay them?
No, I do. But that's the thing. Like, you know, once in a while, like, all of a sudden, like, brain goes off. I wake up. I want to play this game and beat it. So I just, like, you know, whip out 10 or 9 or whatever. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play this because you know it's
It's
a
not
great,
the best. Yeah,
it's
I know.
a great, awesome game. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I'm
like-
the exact opposite. Like, I play a game, it's like, oh, cool, I beat the story, I know what happens. Okay.
You're like my brother, my
Yeah.
older brother. Because he'll like the second he beats it, he's like, yeah, I traded that in already. I was like, oh.
But that, I just joined GameFly. It's amazing. And for that,
You mean Blockbuster Online? Which they just went bankrupt.
but
Officially.
for that particular reason, it's like, am I going to spend $60 on a game, play it once, and then like have it on my shelf for a year, or am I going to rent it for $15 a month, beat it in like a week or two, and then I can send it back and I never have to worry about it for like a,
That's fair. I mean, look, as the person who was on the front page who wrote this, okay, I have two things. One, to your counter, it's okay. I'll agree with you on that. On games, I don't really care about. Okay, when I get a Mario, Sonic, Zelda, whatever, Nintendo AAA or Halo game, I'm never selling that.
But why?
I
Nostalgia?
really want. No. I really wanted it, so I'll probably pre-order or buy it at full price. B, I know I'm definitely gonna replay it, and C, like Halo games, they have multiplayer, so I'm like, I'm gonna come back to this.
multiplayer is
Like,
different.
Yeah, no.
Because it has
But then-
replayability.
But now, do I try to replay games every year? Yes. I mean, look, there's a lot of games I love. Every year I try to replay Phoenix Wright 3, Trials and Tribulations. I try to replay Paper Mario. I mean, yes, I'll
Right.
play the game so much that I literally memorized it.
Yeah.
But the best thing about
Yeah,
it,
but-
I will never be tired and not
Yeah,
enjoy
that's
it.
what I mean. Every single time.
And,
It's so good.
and if I sold that, then it's like, oh, I lost that enjoyment. I'll never have it again. Yes, I'll have it in my memories, but memories become distorted. It doesn't become as good an experience.
And you know what sucks? Like, especially with Final Fantasy 7, it's like you can't buy it. It's like you want to buy it.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you
go
can.
on-
You
Steam.
can, but you go on.
Yeah, Steam. Yeah, play it on the PC. That's it.
Oh, you mean physical copy?
That totally takes away from like my childhood.
Okay.
That's like saying,
Play it on
hey man, you want to play
computer.
Super Mario 64? You have the damn cartridge, or you have, the Wii one. It's like, you still have the cartridge?
Okay.
But it's like, you could not justify you playing
For me,
the Wii one.
again,
You didn't have it.
going back to cartridges, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, right?
Greatest game ever.
Gold cartridge, like that's awesome.
Wait, you had the gold one?
No, I never
Okay.
had. I never.
The gold one was a special contest. So I was wondering why.
But still, like
Of
that's
course.
if you had something like that, you would keep it because.
Well, I have like 4 copies of Ocarina of Time, though.
Why?
Because it's the greatest game of all time. I have my GameCube copy.
Arguably the greatest game of all time.
I thought it was,
I've never beaten it, so I can't.
I mean, Final Fantasy 9 is up there. I will
love
never
that.
trade the CD. Look, I have the PlayStation 1 CD. I'll play it on my PlayStation 2, but I also have it for my PSP.
Dude,
so I'm
you
like,
still have a PlayStation 2?
Yeah, of course. What?
There's
Who doesn't
three-
have a PlayStation?
I have all the way down to my Sega Genesis.
Damn.
Whoa! You know what? I have it upstate in my house upstate.
It's not hooked up.
I have 3 PlayStation 2s sitting upstairs in my brother's bedroom.
No
and
thin ones?
3 of them all don't work. I'm like, shit, I want to play Crash Bandicoot.
Fun fact of the day: PlayStation 2 is the highest sold system of all time.
I believe that, because
Yeah.
that thing has been out for, what, like 15 years?
Yeah.
You know,
And it's
they
still...
finally stopped selling
Yeah.
it in Brazil. Like it took them like this long.
I think fairly recently
Wait,
is when
hold
they
on.
stopped with all the games, right?
Yeah.
They
FIFA 14 or whatever. This FIFA game that came out was the
Was the
last
last
one
one?
ever.
Oh well, jeez, no one cares about the sports game. Who's gonna buy a sports game like that? For
FIFA,
PS2?
you know how big of a deal that is?
No, no,
Like Europe.
FIFA actually
They're
is
like
very
kill
popular.
everyone. Yeah, it's really fun. I played it a lot.
I'm talking for PS2. Why would you buy for PS2? You want
Because
the
that's
brand
when
new
people
thing.
used to play. Madden used to be for a PlayStation game. Like people understand, it's like the wave of tides. Okay, back PS2 was the multi-plat king during that
Yeah.
time. You bought Madden, you bought NBA, whatever for it. Dreamcast and Xbox One with its brick of a controller.
Yeah,
was
No,
not.
Dreamcast?
Xbox.
You said Dreamcast and
Sega
Xbox
Dreamcast.
One. Oh, you mean when you say Xbox One, you mean the original?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, that's
Xbox.
what's throwing me
Oh,
off.
my fault. Yeah, so then, and then when whatever came out, the thing was PlayStation 3 was $600. 2006. Okay, I bought mine in 2007 because I was broke as a sophomore in high school, so it's not like I could afford that. But the thing is, no one could afford that at that time. So they're like, hey, let's go buy.
But don't forget, PlayStation 3 was also $600.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like nobody on earth could afford that. So it's like I'm not getting the PlayStation 3. Like I could buy that.
Oh,
you know
I'm
what
sorry.
I
I
mean?
thought you said PlayStation 2.
Oh, yeah. So it was like, that's when Xbox 360 became the thing. It's like, okay, we all have it, so I'm just going to buy the games I always bought for this system. And it's like, then like the times changed. Like PS3 was now too late to get, they lost that crowd of the multi-platform crowd. And that's
Yeah,
really what
yeah.
controls the market.
Actually, yeah, you're totally right. I never thought about that. I mean, PS2 was like I crushed the first.
Yeah.
The first Xbox.
Yeah.
What'd you do on the first Xbox that wasn't Halo 1 and 2?
The Old Republic.
Dude, I still
What? Star Wars the Old
Oh,
Republic.
KOTOR?
Yes, that's the Old Republic. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
okay, but
That was amazing. And Jade Empire. I don't know if you ever played that.
Dude,
Another
Xbox One, I was like, oh, let me get the controller working out to lift it, alright?
You gotta stop saying Xbox One. It's throwing me off. Just say Xbox.
Okay,
Or
original Xbox.
That's fine. I can
First
deal with that.
Stupid Xbox One.
Yeah, they should have called it something else like
X3 or something. That sounds cool.
X3 I can
I
deal
don't
with,
know.
or
Mega
even
Man
720.
X3. I mean, that's a great game.
Yeah, I don't understand why they just didn't keep doubling the 360s.
No, they were not making a spear and putting it in. Let me plug it in. Oh no! It rolls.
It's rolling away. Game
Spear. Game Spear from Big John.
Yes, exactly. That's where I was going.
That would have been awesome.
I think 720 would have sounded a little silly.
Yeah.
Okay, like 361 or something.
The triple X.
Alright,
box.
Oh yeah, for the Pornhub. Did you know Pornhub is for PS4? I saw that.
They have an app, right?
Yeah, Pornhub has an app for PS4. So if you wanted to get one,
I'm getting the PS4 now.
that's what everyone wrote. Like, oh, I know where I'm going.
The graphics are insane.
Okay. So, in terms of PS4, who's getting it in this room? I know I am, but maybe...
Wait, before you go on the PS4, anyone have a Vita or looking to get one?
I have a Vita. Yay!
I'm looking to get a white one this time.
I have a white one.
You got the AC bundle?
The PS
yeah,
Vita
the Liberation.
It's a handheld.
Well, the thing is, I saw the remote play for it with the
I think it looks awesome.
Dude, the remote play, it's insane. But the PS Vita TV too, I heard it's literally just having a second PlayStation 4 with Vita games and stuff. And it comes with a PS3 controller if you want to play your Vita games with it.
But for me, that Vita remote play is like...
Yeah, dude, like, if I want to let the Phil watch TV, and I'm like, I'll just remote play
That's
it.
the greatest thing. Like, imagine you're watching TV with someone, or playing a game,
That's what
right?
the Wii U does, by the way.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, doesn't the Wii U do
not
that?
in
Wii U is it's way better at it.
Nobody has a Wii U.
What?
I have a Wii U. I'm gonna
He's
pick one
gonna
up.
get one.
Do you know why I'm gonna pick up the Wii U? I'm specifically Super Smash Brothers, the new one. That's the only reason I got a GameCube. That's the only reason I got a Wii. Super Smash Brothers. That's
And
it.
then you're gonna get Donkey Kong anyway.
Yeah,
I know. Look.
Oh, good. So you guys are getting 3 games for that
No.
system.
Phil,
3 games that are completely worth.
I'm just
Phil. Okay. Besides the fact that 3D World comes out next week, along with Link Between Worlds and Mario Party on the same day the Xbox One comes out, which is already a really good game to get for your Wii U. You're gonna get Donkey Kong. You got Mario Kart 8. You're gonna have Smash 4. You're gonna got 4 games that can last your Wii forever, almost.
Well, if you look at games like Super Smash Bros., I mean, that game alone has so much replay value. It's
I can still play
ridiculous.
the N64 version today.
I was playing it like a couple weeks ago. With my
Yeah,
buddies.
we played it last week on the stream. Remember?
Yeah.
All 3 of us.
Yeah, I got fucking owned every time.
Yeah. Remember when I had that really cool kill on Phil at the thing, and he's like, "I give up in life." I was like, "No, give up on life on the left."
Oh, right.
Okay.
I upbeat into that. That's the only reason it hit me.
A likely story. But what I was gonna say was that's gonna look, dude. I can play. I can't play Mario Kart 64 because it's not that good. But Mario Kart Wii and Smash Bros. Brawl, literally, me and Phil can play that all day, forever. Like
that's basically what we did the live stream, the 24-hour.
Yeah.
Just played Smash Brothers for like 6 hours.
I know, yeah. And then we done like the other 2 hours was literally Donkey Kong 64 and freaking Mario Kart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crash Bandicoot. Can't never forget Crash Bandicoot. It's amazing.
Well, you need to play some Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and Spyro. But Spyro 1 through 3 with Tom Kenny.
Oh, not Skylanders?
Skylanders.
The first one was Spyro and Skylanders.
Well, Spyro is in Sky. The thing is,
like the first one.
Whoever owns the Sky, I think it's Activision.
Activision,
right? Yeah, they bought the rights to Spyro.
So they pimped them out, and they were like, "Here's Spyro," and it was like, "Oh, cool."
But people were like, nobody cared about Spyro because it wasn't 2000.
Because people who were buying the games.
Like 5.
Yeah, don't know who Spyro is. Like, I think that was one of my first PlayStation games. It was like, oh my god, it was awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, I loved it only because SpongeBob is the voice of Spyro. But then after Spyro
Tom
became the
Kenny?
dragon, yeah, Tom Kenny's the voice of SpongeBob.
Really?
And then Amanda
But
Shaw.
I didn't know he did Spyro.
Yeah, he did Spyro for the first 3 games.
Oh my god.
And then,
do you know?
don't forget Amanda Shaw stole their song for Spyro.
Fun fact, by the way, you know the guy who voice actors Mario actually does the dragon in Skyrim. Fun fact.
Really? That's so random.
Thank you, Reddit.
We need your voice.
It's like, how does that even happen? It's like, oh yeah, can you do a dragon Mario play? Thank you.
Dragon Mario. Oh, I'm having a mustache?
That's both ends of the spectrum.
But back to the thing like the remote play of Wii U, like look, the gamepad is really comfortable. I mean, I've used it a lot.
I've played it.
It is pretty comfortable. You thought it wouldn't be comfortable. Like,
Right.
when I first looked at it, I'm like, how am I going to play with this?
Okay, sorry. So the Wii U, wait, what is that? The new one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and that came out a while
Horrible
ago.
name as well.
Yeah, it is because
Okay.
it confuses
I
people.
was in a Nintendo store. People were like, can I just buy the tablet controller? They're like, no, it's a new system.
Right.
Oh,
They're like, they don't,
you
people
can't-
don't know.
No, it's a
Can you play
completely-
like all the old games from like
Yeah,
GameCube and all that
you
jazz?
can't play GameCube. They actually, in the new, if you buy a Wii right now, you can't play GameCube games. Like,
Why?
A regular Wii?
Yeah, because
Dude.
they got rid of the GameCube emulation
like-
thing in it.
I can't believe they actually do that. If they
So
every
just buy
new,
an old
like
Wii.
every new
Right.
generation. I mean, like if they could just like
Well,
like,
Nintendo
They're
still has
doing it.
backwards compatibility with their Wii. A
Hold
lot
on.
of systems don't.
They're doing that.
PS4
PS4 is
was-
doing Gaikai, and I forgot what.
Actually, I'm using their own cloud service. But
Yeah.
the thing is, though, that's through cloud, and nobody knows how it's gonna work.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But the only thing I could think of with Gaikai is like PlayStation already offers PlayStation 1
You have to
titles.
buy them.
Well,
Unless you
that's
have
fine.
PS Plus, and some of the games are free at the
Right,
time.
but like they're offering back catalog games as far as PlayStation 1. So like games
Yeah,
that
you
came
can
out
buy
in
Crash
97,
Bandicoot
98.
and stuff.
Well, the thing I'm worried about with PlayStation 4 is I had a PlayStation 3, and now it's mysteriously missing for reasons I won't go
Stolen.
into. Stolen, whatever. But
You dropped it.
I bought like the old games. I bought like Crash Bandicoot 1 through 3 and whatever. Now my question is, if you buy a PS4, and if you link your old account, like, do you get those on the PS4?
Yes.
You do?
The PlayStation Network account carries over.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was my biggest concern.
Yeah, it
The
does.
thing is, though, okay, little fact. I mean, look, if you get a PS4, you're gonna have PS Plus forever because you need it for
You need it for multiplayer.
Now, the
But they
thing-
give you good games. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
No, but the thing is, if you have a Vita or PS3, you get a lot of free games. The thing is, a lot of people who had a PS3 one would have it for like 3 months, and then you lose your PlayStation Plus games. But
Right, a lot of
PS4, you're
people
never
didn't.
gonna have that issue because you're gonna buy the full year subscription.
course.
And the thing is, PS Plus is amazing. Like, look, Xbox One is cool. I mean, Xbox Gold is cool. That's literally just to play online. Like PS Plus. It's like, hey, bro, do you want Check Around Radio, which was $20 like last year, or I mean, like 3 months ago? Okay, it's $5 now, only
Right.
for PS Plus.
At least they
members.
give you deals.
Yeah, really good deals.
But Xbox, they started what?
no,
this year?
it's over. It was only for really old games, and it was over till the Xbox One release.
They're supposed to be doing it for the Xbox One. Like
Yeah,
next
that's
year.
it. No, it was done. Halo 3 is the last
Okay,
one.
so we're almost at the end, but so what are you guys all getting like individually? Start with Anthony. What are you getting?
I'm getting the PS4 maybe in about a week or so.
Okay. Why don't you just wait? All right. Phil, what do you got?
Oh, what am I getting?
He's getting a Wii U.
Where are you?
I'm getting a Wii U. Yeah, I'm getting an
So how does
Xbox
that
One
work?
for sure for Halo and Destiny.
Boo.
I'm getting a Wii U for Super Smash Brothers, whatever they're calling this new one.
Super Smash Bros. Wii U.
Yeah,
Super
and
Smash Bros. You.
Yo, you know they're calling it Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U because there's also Super Smash Bros.
for the
3DS.
3DS, yes, and I may or may not pick up the PS4 because I have expendable money.
So do I. Well, I'm definitely picking up a Vita and PS4. I mean, I need a white PS4.
The guy who says a Vita. Come on.
Yes.
I already have my Wii U and 3DS, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
The Vita's awesome, believe it or not.
it really is.
When you're laying in bed and just want to play it. So Merkel, what do you get?
I'll probably end up getting an Xbox One, but I'm gonna let the sheep beta test, like a year later, 6 months. All right.
Well, everyone's gonna get both eventually. It's just really
Yeah,
gonna get
that's
first.
true.
I don't know.
Yeah,
No
that's
PS4
true. Right? I guess
first,
people
man.
probably end up getting both if they get one, right? If you have enough money to get one.
Of course, it just
Yeah.
comes down to what you're
No,
gonna get
I'm
first.
gonna upgrade my graphics card.
I think even last generation, you heard a lot of like, "Oh, what systems are you getting?" I'm getting the Wii
This
and
yeah, everyone's down
Xbox
to Wii.
One
That's what
and
Nintendo
Wii.
does. They have the power. Literally, when there's like a Smash or Mario Kart, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get Nintendo and other stuff.
Personally, I hope that like Nintendo doesn't go the way Sega did, where their consoles just died out. Because I mean, the
I doubt
Dreamcast
it, though.
was I don't think so either.
If
I mean,
Nintendo
they
Nintendo
gotta
has
pick-
so much money that they don't know what to do. They have
Because of their
Capcom's
handheld
gonna go out of
division.
business. They have no money left. Like,
they gotta do something though with their consoles. Because like, I don't know. I mean, of course, I'm gonna buy it for Smash Bros. Like I said,
you're
but-
just telling like you could
They
buy AC4 and all that other stuff for it. You're just telling yourself you don't want to though because you want to get it for another system though.
Because the other system has. I mean, if
Has
everything
one.
was-
You didn't finish that.
has everything else that I want.
That makes no sense though. You could
want
Halo
nothing.
5 is exclusive
No,
to Xbox
no. You
One.
say you have your Xbox One and Wii U,
Right.
and you're like, oh, let me buy. I don't know. Think of a game. Okay, Johnny's
Super
Quest.
Smash Brothers U.
Yeah, for the Xbox One. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna buy Johnny multi-platform and Franco. All right, and what am I gonna do with? What system am I gonna buy Johnny multi-platform for? You're gonna be like, oh, I need it for Xbox One or PS4, not for Wii U. Why? For undisclosed reasons that make no sense.
Because all my friends have that system.
See,
But I made my point about that earlier.
And we have come full circle.
I think we have, yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the first ever Ammp Podcast. Thank you for listening. I'm Anthony.
I'm Phil. Thanks for listening, guys.
I am the great Mike.
And this is a Merk, guys. Thanks for watching and listening, whatever it is.
They can't watch. It's audio. Strictly audio.
Thanks for watching us here. Forget you about.
Thanks for watching this blank
Thanks
screen
for
as you
smelling the
listen.
podcast, guys.
Make sure you taste it later.
Later, guys.
Have a good one.